then they'll say open to page number 72. And then why don't you read the first paragraph? And she'll read the first paragraph, ma'am will explain it, the teacher will explain. Why don't you read the second paragraph? And that was the way we were taught. Today, can we do like that? No, students will get very bored because their expectation is very different. Right? They are from a different generation, and therefore you need to know all about pedagogy and assessment criteria. So we are also going to see that how you have the autonomy, you have the freedom to choose the various type of techniques for teaching different subjects and topics, plus how to assess. So sometimes you have open book tests, sometimes you have quizzes, sometimes you have objective types questions, sometimes you have subjective type of answers, sometimes you have formative assessment, so many different ways of assessing it. Lastly, they say you have the autonomy, you have the freedom, they are not binding you down, and of course technology integration, which we just talked about. In very simple words, what these psychologists are saying, they say that individually you may find a work or a task very daunting, you may find it difficult, but the more complex the topic, the more you put them in a team, either of their own classmates, or as a teacher you extend your hand and say, Acha, if you're finding it difficult, let me show and tell. So you will show and tell, and they will follow accordingly, and with that hand holding, they may easily grasp the concept. Thirdly, parents are also stakeholders. You have to involve them also in this collaborative learning activity, because students are with you only for a fixed period of time. For more hours they are at home, but many times I've heard the parents say, हमने इतनी ज़्यादा फीस दे दी या हमने एक बार फीस दे दी, हमारा काम खत्म, अब तो टीचर्स का काम शुरू हो गया. It doesn't happen like that. So when you have your PTMs, when you have your meetings with the parents, you have to counsel them also that they have to also collaborate for their own child's development. So this is the concept of collaborative learning.
Simulation could actually mean, you use technology, or maybe not even technology, otherwise also you can use it. In a false environment, you are making, somebody practice something that doesn't actually exist. I'll give an example to explain it. Like for example, when I teach simulation to my students, I tell them that if you have to train a pilot, if you want to learn a car first, you have an option to drive on the road. But you can train a pilot, you cannot let a pilot take practice in the air, because that could be a lot of problem. So you make a pilot learn in a simulated environment, where you use technology to make him feel that you are actually in the same virtual environment and are learning the same effect, the same things that you face in the actual world. You feel in the simulated environment also, and you learn from that experience. So that is the concept of simulation, where you are actually not on the actual ground, where you have to face the thing, but you are actually practicing before you take the ground. Kind of thing like that.
Very, very well explained. I am impressed. Can we clap for sir, please?
What we see at the top is the lecture method, which is, of course, very much something that we have seen and we have practiced also. At times we have given lectures to the students and they've heard it. Most of the time, half of them might be listening to you, some might not be listening to you, some might be discussing among themselves, talking, everything happens during this time, but the teacher is definitely speaking. Right? Now we have the reading, where we obviously ask them to read or get involved in, you want to improve their reading skills. You ask them to read the chapter, explaining what ma'am had already said. Audiovisual is when we are showing them, which we think is a very practical method. Of course it is. It helps, especially math, science. We are using this practice a lot. Students are seeing, understanding, relating. Now we see demonstration. You're asking them to conduct experiments in the class, do things in the class, show something. All these things are going to be something which is passive. Why? Because they're not directly involved, they're not using their own brains. They are doing things what they've been instructed to do, and so they are bound at a certain degrees, and they are going to work according to what the teacher is expecting them to do. Then we come to the active learners. Open discussions, debates in the class, giving them a talk and asking them to come up with their own ideas, no wrongs, no rights, nothing. Every child is given the opportunity to present their abilities. If you remember, yesterday's meeting, Father asked us a question, the difference between assessment and evaluation. Right? The point is, you're assessing what we expect it to be right, and when evaluation happens, the student is presenting his or her own opinion, and we are supposed to understand where is the child looking at it from. Same goes with practice doing nothing better for them or for us. The more we practice it, the more we understand, and the more they do it according to their understanding, they're learning more. And when they learn from each other, it's obviously going to increase their knowledge. The last one, teach others. We are not supposed to be the only ones giving the lecture. Ma'am has asked me to come from there and do it. So in a way, I took a little part of the workshop. So why not? Give our knowledge and explain when the other child can do the same thing. They're only going to be enhancing their knowledge.
It still takes me a long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it is there. I still fall in because it's become a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am and I know it is my fault. I get out immediately.